First of all, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, don't like this. Alhamdulillah. Tomorrow night, I'm going to smash your boy, guys. I'm going to smash your boy.
Again, full mount. Back mount.
There's the choke.
He's got it. It's under the neck.
There it is.
Nope, it's on the chin.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov has finished Conor McGregor.
And Alhamdulillah, undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion.
I'm saying is, don't underestimate this man. Do not underestimate him. He's a great fighter for a reason. He's one of the greatest for a reason, if not the greatest, you know, for a reason. All the millions of people that are starting to hover around him and calling him all these presidents and everybody that want to be in his presidents, he's special. He is special. If people don't recognize how special Khabib is, they're missing the boat. This man is special. So being that we go into the fight, he gets in that situation where he's doing everything perfect, you know, and I'm like, oh, perfect. And then he stands with him in the third round, and I said, okay, now.
McGregor fires the knee, appeared to just miss.
Let's go back to father's plan, please. I go, you know, he goes, yes, coach. So he goes back in the fourth round, does what he's supposed to do. But the third round, you know, he wanted to stand with him. He wanted to prove to him, I could stand with you. I don't have to take you down. I could stand with you. And I'm like, yeah, that's good, but that's not what I want. So please take him down. Now, I prepared him for during the fight. I didn't prepare for him after the fight. I didn't think about after what would happen because his father is so dear to him. His religion is everything to him. Look, listen, you guys, after the fight was over, we go to Ali's house. He says, Coach, please excuse me. I have to go upstairs and pray. Hey, you just won the biggest fight of your freaking career, and you're telling us, can you please excuse him? He has to go out and pray. You tell me that man's not into his religion and into God. You tell me that. Who in their right mind does that you know of? No one, but he does.
Hey, first of all, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, don't like this. Alhamdulillah.
Khabib doesn't play jiu-jitsu with you. He doesn't turn it into a jiu-jitsu match. He locks up your arms. He gets into a safe position and beats you up. He ties up your legs so you can't get up and beats you up. And even if you somehow do manage to work your way up slowly, he beats you up the whole way up and then brings you back down. Like he is honestly a beast, a scary beast.
I've been saying this. Poirier is the man. He's tough as nails. He's proven that he's war ready. But Khabib's like fucking. He's like rubber. You just bounce off and sticks to you. Like I don't know. I don't see nobody beating that dude, man. Like maybe if I get there soon enough and I give him a piece of my mind, but that much is like horrible. He's stubborn. He's irritating and he's just relentless. Like those are the worst kind of fighters. Stubborn, relentless, and he doesn't have a name. Like if he was a little bit be different, we like turn away, but he don't turn away. He just walks straight through. You know what I'm saying? Like when he fought Barbosa and Barbosa kicked him in the stomach like 4 times, he went like this. And I'm sitting like, oh, dude, I would throw up. I'm like,
he's just on such another level that the odds of you beating him drop so substantially after the first minute and a half. After you saw the look on Barbosa's face. There's like 2 minutes plus into the first round, and he's trying to get up. You see the look in his face. He's like, how am I going to deal with this? Yeah. Like, this is so next level.
Like, dude, that type of pressure, like, breaks your mental. Like, if you're not ready for that type, it'll just break you. And I think I've seen, like, Poirier's bad, but I've seen Poirier take a break against Eddie Alvarez. I saw him take a break, like a mental break. Take a break against Eddie Alvarez, you're not ready for the type of Khabib's going to bring. Like, so I mean, it'll be an interesting fight, but I don't see him getting past Khabib at all.
This ass kick. Somebody just throw the white flag and save his motherfucking ass, man. He beating his ass. Help! Help! Shit, call the cable company. Help! He don't want to get to round 3. He getting something on his face is broke, man. He beating the dog shit out of you, man. He beating your mother ass. Look at this shit, man. Man, fight back. Now he finna choke him out. He gonna keep dogging him out and watch he gonna choke him, Shag. I'm telling you, cuz. I see the setup finna happen. He can't breathe right now. If he choke him out, he get him all the way out of there.
He don't look like he wanted to. He want to knock him out.
He beating him up like he got a bunch of niggas helping him. He beating him up. You getting beat up like you getting jumped, cuz. Like it's 2 or 3 niggas on you. Help! I got my money on this nigga Khabib. I ain't never heard of him, but the way I'm seeing him, this nigga up, I got Khabib and Nurmagomedov the golf against anybody in lightweight. Whoever lightweight. Khabib playing games when he's putting his nuts in his face and all kind of shit. He can hit him with the elbow backwards if he wanted to, Shag. You know that, right? Yeah, he finna do something to choke this nigga out and get him to submit. Told you he wanted him to submit, Shag. He finna make this nigga submit.
He wasn't even gonna tap.
He sure wasn't.
You gonna let him break it? Go ahead, break it.
Wow. Nigga 24-0. He a bad mother. I'm bad. That's my new nigga now. I'm bad with.
2 minutes, 31 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by submission, Kimura,
Khabib. Khabib. He ranked number 2. Give him a shot at the title, man.
In his 4th UFC fight, Khabib would get into a minor pre-fight scuffle with his opponent.
Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Abel Trujillo.
Well, Trujillo put his forehead on the forehead of Nurmagomedov, and Nurmagomedov pushed him off, and there was a lot of tension.
The fight would be a statement for Khabib.
From Las Vegas for UFC 160.
There you go. Fireworks
you ready?
at the official weigh-ins. A lot of bad blood between these two men.
He set the record for the most takedowns in a single fight with 21.
2 minutes on the clock. Going for a ride. Tossing Trujillo around a little bit here in the first.
Man, nice left hook in there by Nurmagomedov. But man, Nurmagomedov
is just relentless here.
Again, takes him down.
13 takedowns in this fight, second most in UFC history.
Abel just put his hands up, but he was frustrated. You can't be frustrated. He's getting beat up. See how he did that? Put his hand up like, oh man, what? You can't do that. It's not like the guy's not doing anything. He's kicking your ass. You can't even think like that. That's a mental weakness to even make that gesture.
NAIA All-American Collegiate Wrestler.
Yeah, Nurmagomedov is really something special when it comes to grappling, though.
In that fight that you mentioned against Trujillo, Joe, Nurmagomedov turned in a UFC record 21 takedowns.
Final seconds of the fight. Why not?
Beautiful throw. Trujillo back up to his feet again. And down again. I mean, that was a mauling.
That's absolutely a clinic that we just displayed.
Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
I agree with you 100%. I'm picking Khabib in the fight. And you may think it's because I'm biased, but it's also it's not more biasness as it is I train with him and have felt that wrestling. And when he grabs you, if he can get in on you, right? Because I'm a pretty fast striker, and so it's like I can keep people at bay and counter and stay at distance. When he can get in on you and grab you from multiple different positions, to be honest with you, you have no ability to balance yourself. Like when he grabs you, you lose the ability to balance yourself, which kind of sends panic to your brain, because I've always been bigger than him, but he still grabs me and it's like a heavyweight. His grip strength is crazy. And then he'll put you in weird, like he has such weird balance, or actually makes you have such weird balance, that you never feel balanced, that you can control stand on your feet, and then he can just put you where he wants. And I think that's such a scary thing.
How'd you feel seeing Khabib fly out of the octagon like that?
That was crazy. We were all sitting there just like, what is going on right now? This is insane.
Favorite fighter now?
Khabib.
Okay, so Khabib's your favorite
Khabib,
fighter.
man.
Why?
Because not only he kicks ass, he's honorable. He doesn't talk shit unless he means it. Like, that's not talking shit. If you're talking shit about someone and you really mean it, it's not like you're shit talking. You're just telling how you feel about the person. And he's honorable. He's like one of those a martial artist fighting in this entertainment MMA today. I like that.
At press conference in London before this fight, Khabib, he actually praised you as a fighter. He said a lot of good things about you, but he also said that you had never felt a pressure like the pressure he was going to put on you, that you had never felt anything like that before. Can you say something about it? What is that like, Khabib's pressure?
It's tough, like I said, he didn't feel overwhelmingly strong, but he felt very intelligent with his balance, with his decisions. When he would regrip or trip me along the fence, he's just very skilled grappler with good hips. His pressure felt high level.
Guy who grew up in Dagestan in the mountains, a guy. If you go on YouTube, Scott, and you type in Khabib Nurmagomedov bear, you will see footage of a 7-year-old Khabib Nurmagomedov wrestling a bear. And this is no joke. That's how he grew up. He grew up wrestling bears. He's unbelievable. In my opinion, he's the most dominant force in the history of the sport. So that's essentially why Conor McGregor, in a nutshell, is a underdog going into this fight.
Thoughts on this past Saturday's fight with Khabib and McGregor?
I didn't watch the fight. I was able to look up online, watch like the Facebook and Instagram videos of it.
Yeah.
It looked like Khabib went out there and mollywopped him. It looked like he murked him. He hit him. He dropped him standing up, right?
Yeah, he did. He dropped him
standing up. Like, wow, okay. And then he does what he does best, and he just has raised his little child, basically. It's me wrestling my 12-year-old nephew or something, right? It looks like Khabib and Conor. It is what it is.
Punch. Yeah. Then I'd knock out Dominic, and then I'd knee Henry in the face while he's shooting. So I'd probably just do those 4, and then call it, and then probably call out Conor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just for that midnight.
Just for fun. And then Khabib. Meal. No, I wouldn't fight Khabib.
Khabib's crazy, huh?
I don't want none of that.
Tell us a bit more about training with people like DC and Max Holloway and Khabib, because I believe you've actually done nutrition for the likes of Max Holloway, Khabib, DC, so you've definitely been in training camps with them.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how it is to train differently with these guys.
Man, it's so much fun. You just learn, you get to see it firsthand, because like even though I'm in the sport and I know how this stuff works, there's still times that I'm not that average fan. You hear that fan that's at the bar like, why doesn't he just get up? Like, come on, man. But there's even times with me, I'm like, man, like, is Khabib, like when Khabib's on top, is it that devastating? And then I remember DC was telling me just how awful it is to be under Khabib, and I'm thinking, like, man, like, is it that bad? Like, obviously it's he's Khabib, so So at that point I was about 210 pounds. I was working with Khabib, and he was down to about 170, 173. And he wanted to roll with me. We did, it was start from standing, strikes once we hit the ground. And 5-minute rounds, he took me down in the first 10 seconds and was on top of me for 4 minutes and 50 seconds in the same spot. Like, he was in my half guard. He had me locked down in my own half guard. I couldn't even get a full guard. I was trying to get him to mount me, and I couldn't even get to a position to where he would mount. Like, I had no space. And he helps me up, and I go over to DC, and I'm like, what in the world just happened? So I'm thinking, because I have a tendency, sometimes I'm a little too safe. If it's a guy that I'm working with and I'm a lot heavier, I'll try to like stay light with them and not go, because I don't want to hurt them. So in my head, I'm thinking like, maybe I went a little too easy. I don't know. So I'm like, all right, this next round, I'm going after it. I'm not going to try to hurt him by any means, but he's getting 210 pounds of me and everything I got. Nope, didn't matter. Took me down in 10 seconds, held me down for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Helped me up afterwards. And first thing he asked me, it was like one of the first times I'd met him. He goes, "You do really well. Have you wrestled before?" I was like, what are you talking about? Like what did I do? What did I do in the nearly 10 minutes you held me down that made you think I've ever even watched a fight or like watched wrestling? And I was like, Khabib, you're just so nice. You saw my ears. You recognize that I've obviously got some experience. You wanted me to feel good about myself. He goes, no, you move in right directions. I just stop you every time. I'm like, yeah. It was unreal. Like I've never felt that. You know?
No, I love grappling. I love wrestling. The reason I do MMA is because I love wrestling. But I like guys like Matt Hughes. You know, he should take you down and beat the piss out of you. That's what I love to see. You know, Mark Coleman, when there was headbutts, just mean guys are just trying to beat the piss out of you, break your will, take you down, and then when they get in the position, hurt you, you know? It's the reason why I like Khabib. Khabib takes people down, and he's punching them in the face, and he's trying to submit them, and he's talking shit to him at the time you're supposed to talk shit during the fight. Those are the things that I like.
Move, Mike.
Everybody agrees. I need password. Let's talk now. Let's talk.
Stop! Hey, stop! Stop!
Hey! Stop! Let's talk.
Stop. Before this podcast happened, I saw a video of it, and we can play it. After one of the rounds, I forget which one it was, Conor basically apologizes to Khabib in the ring.
So crazy. Does he specifically say, "I'm sorry"?
He says it was all business, mate.
Ooh.
And I think that was after Khabib was yelling at him as he was punching him, and maybe Conor got shook. Maybe Conor was like, yo, this mother is trying to kill me in here.
Oh, yeah.
He took everything that was said before during the hype serious.
Yo, he got Ronda Rousey, didn't
he? Oh, real talk.
He's never going to be the same, dog.
Yo, it might be the case. Because now he's immediately, Conor's like, yo, it was a good knock. I'm looking forward to the rematch, etc. I don't know what you can do. You can't beat the guy's wrestling.
No.
You're not good enough to beat his wrestling.
The best punch was to your face.
You got punched by the best punch. The only reason we're excited about a rematch is because of the melee.
Right.
So people act like the melee was bad.
I don't think it was bad at all.
What is your take on it?
You have to say, you can't do that as a champion. I'm a stupid analyst who has to work for Disney, and I have to pretend I care about these things. He went after, from what I saw, he went after fighters. He didn't go after. He's not wrong.
There was no malice in the palace. He's knocking out
after fighters in Floyd's camp, and he was ready to kill them all. And I wanted to see that shit.
I thought it was lit.
I wanted to see him go one on camp. Let's go.
I thought it was lit.
It was dope.
Listen, Conor pulled up. Now you pulled up. What's the difference?
Exact same thing.
And you know what? You pulled up effectively. Conor did it when you were in a bus, and maybe it was all for charades, this, that, the other.
Conor pulled up in a suit or whatever.
He was in some exercise pants.
All right, well, you know what? My man Khabib was ready to go after a fight.
After the whole fight, he wanted to take on your team.
Fam.
Yo, Conor's catching his breath, putting his eyeballs back in
his
head.
Fence like Eden when he got to this country.
Son.
You can't stop him.
When he jumped over the shit, he looked like Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Because he did a double hand punch down.
Yo, nothing.
Son.
Yo.
Other stuff that happened afterwards.
Yes.
And do you think
Khabib was so disrespectful after that fight?
No. Do you think that was good? Do you think that was good or bad for MMA?
Well, Khabib
had to put up with a lot of foolishness in the build-up for the fight. The promo of that fight, seeing the bus being attacked and everything, I felt was wrong, because I would have felt some kind of way if I were Khabib also. You're basically promoing a fight, saying this dude's trying to punk me out. You know, when I'm in the bus, he's calling me out, I don't come out, you know. So I thought that was really wrong of the UFC to put that in the promo, even though Dana said that was part of the story. So to most people, they think it's a black eye on the sport, and it probably is, because even though these are mixed martial arts fights, it's still a sport, so there has to be a level of integrity and respect just for the rules of the engagement of the professional fight. But Conor crossed that line a long time ago. He has not paid for his shenanigans ever. And it's about time, way back when he jumped out over the cage for Aldo, when he went to a press conference saying in Brazil that we'll ride through the favelas on horseback and enslave your people. Comments like that is foul. I haven't liked them since that statement. And it goes on and on. There's a slew of things, the bus incident, this and that, coming to the press conference, the Khabib press conference with alcohol, doing shots with Dana right there on the podium in front of everybody, talking about his father, making fun of his religion, making fun of his country. There has to be a time where shit just can't be tolerated. So it may have given MMA a black eye because, you know, it was after the fight. That stuff shouldn't happen. But I'm happy that Khabib did this. I wouldn't have respected Khabib had he won the fight and gave Conor a hug and shook his hand. The dude dissed your family, dissed your country, dissed your religion. There is no handshakes. There's no love after I beat you. No, I'm glad he jumped over the cage and went after his coach who was doing all that talking too. I'm glad he did. You know, people need to understand there are repercussions for our actions. If you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you could be killed for that shit, man. You know what I mean? People need to know that when you go around disrespecting people, you could be killed for it. There may be adverse repercussions for it. So, you know, I agree with Khabib 100%. I support Khabib 100% in the way he handled it, because a man can only take so much. Yes, Conor made him a lot of money that night. Yes, Conor's so popular and the whole world's seen it, so Khabib should conduct himself better. But at the end of the day, the money, who's watching, is secondary to your manhood and what you feel inside. Nothing should go in front of your integrity. Nothing should go inside how you feel about yourself as a man when you look yourself in the mirror, money or business. And Khabib did the right thing. I wish he would have jumped on his jiu-jitsu coach worse and beat him up worse. And I wish his boys would have jumped in that cage and beat up Conor worse, because Conor threw the first punch in the cage. And everyone's screaming like he's a victim now. The whole thing was all based on Conor's actions, guys. We cannot blame Khabib for the reaction, because when you take it too far, we can't say how he feels about what he's had to go through. And he has a right to act any way he wants to make himself feel better. I applaud Khabib. I told all you that he was going to win the goddamn fight in the first place, and I'm happy he didn't just make it a sportsman and shake hands. The shit is real. Family, religion, country is real. You shouldn't cross that line.
Think about the fight. Like when he fought Edson Barboza and he had Edson Barboza up against the cage.
Come on, buddy, it's mine. Give up.
Edson has this. No, that was against Michael Johnson.
Oh,
Edson has
right.
this 1,000-yard stare where he's getting mauled.
Yeah.
It's just like he's like breathing. He's like, oh, like this is a different kind of human being. It's from his time he's a baby.
Yes,
he's a savage.
Well, that culture, they suffered a great deal.
That's the look. He's like, Jesus Christ, what the did I sign up for? Just getting mauled.
And I love Khabib.
He's a true gentleman, a very good human being. He is using his influence for something positive.
And I truly believe, after seeing like just the camaraderie over there, the gyms they train in, the mountains, everything that makes this guy, it's nothing in an octagon that someone is going to do. Like, that's going to beat Khabib. Like, everything can happen. A fluke can happen. We see it all the time. But I just feel like mentally, there's nothing that's going to break Khabib. Like, I feel like if he was ever in a situation where he had to tap, he wouldn't. Like, he would just have to put him to sleep, because I just don't think that's possible. Like, to beat him. I honestly feel like Khabib can't lose. I just don't see nobody beating him. I've been in locker rooms of fighters and you got a butterfly feeling and things like that. Like when he fought Conor and I was in a locker room, Khabib was FaceTiming his people in Dagestan laughing, and Javier Mendez is like, let's get focused. Let's get focused. Let's get focused. Khabib is not caring.
Wow.
Khabib just ready to go, right? When Tony Ferguson was fighting Pettis, he like hitting mitts with Javier, and Khabib just looking up to the screen. Javier was like, let's get focused. Let's get focused. Khabib don't care, man. It's a different level. He always said that's like his favorite thing. This is a different level. That's what I love about him, man. It's like people are obsessed with the fighter. I like Khabib as a person.
But like, they don't mess around, man. Khabib does not play around, and he is honestly the crown jewel of that circle. They love him, and rightfully so. We all do too.
Crazy football. Afghan food is #1 football in the world. But don't say nobody. No Uzbek people, no Azerbaijan people, no Kazakh, no nobody. I don't want nobody like no. Afghan food.
Here, let me show you the photo.
Hey, first of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this. They don't like this. Alhamdulillah.